Today we spent time looking at how we can strengthen our Rotary brand from a membership point of view. So I want to build on what we've been looking at today and see how we can use public image to strengthen the Rotary brand and help market our clubs. So to be successful, we need people to know who we are, right? So this is where public image comes in, because we need a clear, unified identity. So we need to start changing kind of how we tell our story. So people everywhere know what we are, who we are, why we're different, and why it matters. So after the Siegel and Gale report, Rotary recognised that there was a crisis in their brand. People didn't really know what Rotary was. And as an adaptive brand, when you experience a brand crisis, they decided to make some changes. So in 2011, Rotary embarked on a multi-year initiative to strengthen their image. And so these are the defining the essence, defining values, defining voice, refreshing the visual identity, and the latest part of this is the People of Action campaign. Now, Steve and Wendy have mentioned most of these things throughout today. So what I want to do is just refresh them and then give you kind of concrete examples or steps that you can take back to your clubs that you can use in your club's public image to help strengthen your club's marketing and also to help build your Rotary brand. So one of the first things that came out of the Siegel and Gale report was defining the essence, the values, and the voice. So these are the building blocks of Rotary. And Steve and Wendy did mention them. But I'm going to do a quick refresh because that was earlier on today, and I find they can be quite abstract. It's not immediately obvious how you can use them in your club. So what it is basically reinforce our reason for being with our essence, why we exist, and then values reflect our beliefs and behaviours in our values. Values are kind of like your DNA, right? And then you present it all in the voice. What this means is that by showcasing Rotary's essence and values in a unified voice, we ensure all our communications capture our distinct character. So everything that we do or say or produce looks, feels and sounds unmistakably like Rotary. So if all clubs and Rotarians were using these 3 building blocks in their promotional material, we would have a really strong, unified message on what is Rotary. There would be no doubt because we all would have the same strong message. I believe these are really key for our club's public image, and they really should be driving everything you do when you market your club to help build your Rotary brand. So how can you make your clubs unmistakably Rotary? How can you use those building blocks to help market your club? The essence of value and the voice, I feel, really make a great introduction to what is Rotary. And I know Steve and Wendy spoke about that when they were introducing Mary to the club, when you talk to someone what is Rotary. When someone asks you the question what is Rotary, your answer doesn't need to have specifics in it. You just need a really broad, general and approachable way to describe what is Rotary so that person isn't overwhelmed and they can kind of get an idea, and that idea might lead them to want to find out more. And that's why I think the essence and the value and voice really do a great job of giving us that broad way to introduce Rotary. So I think that one way we can use it, and Steve and Wendy did talk about this, so I won't go into too much detail, but they really should form the foundation of your club's elevator pitches. So when you talk about what is Rotary, the essence, when you talk about join leaders, exchange ideas, take action, these should really form how you introduce people to Rotary. So I really recommend that you go back to your clubs and you take the essence, value and the voice, explain what it is, and maybe get your clubs to have a workshop where you develop elevator pitches using them. And I can see this having 2 benefits. One, it's great for your club members to practice talking about Rotary, and you'll have everybody talking about what is Rotary in a unified way. So everyone is on brand, they understand, and they're delivering a clear, strong message to what is Rotary. And the other benefit is that you can go back and teach your club members about what you learned today. And Steve and Wendy mentioned it, but it's very important to remember, brand starts from within. If you don't have engaged associates within your brand, how are they going to go out and teach other people about the brand? You need to make sure your club members understand how to use the essence, value and voice to talk about Rotary so your club is strong, and then you can go out and deliver that message out there. If you don't think you can do a workshop with your club, why not develop like a little PDF, and you can create maybe 4 different elevator pitches based on essence, value, and voice, and just hand it out to club members that say, this is something you can use, like I went to this training, this is really important, here's some examples of what like elevator pitches you could use when you talk to potential members about our club. And another way we can use the essence, value, and the voice is our written material, our online material. So when we're talking about this, we're appealing to non-Rotarians. So how do you describe your club online? If you go to your website, the first paragraph on your homepage, how does it describe your club? Does it use the essence, the value, and the voice to describe? Because honestly, your homepage is going to be, the first thing they're going to want to see is what is Rotary. Does it use it? It should do. And because if you imagine, if all clubs use the essence, the value, and the voice to describe what is Rotary on their homepage, how strong Rotary's brand would be if every club had the same message. This is Rotary. We join leaders, we exchange ideas, we take action. It would be a lot stronger brand rather than hundreds of different ideas. So I have some examples. So the first one, it says, we meet weekly for lunch at the golf course. We enjoy fellowship and service. We stand by the 4-way test. In the summer, we only meet every other week. Call Sally to join. Okay, so, and these aren't real, like I made these up, but I was inspired from multiple different places. So here we have issues. Well, one, you've used the words fellowship, service, and 4-way test. Now, they mean stuff to you, but if I'm a non-Rotarian, what do they mean to me? So I asked my husband, though he's a Rotarian, he's not super involved, but I said, what's the first thing you think of when you hear fellowship? Lord of the Rings, right? The next thing, when you hear service, church service. Honestly, for me, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. And the 4-way test? No idea. So already we've alienated people. We've used important space on our website, and we haven't conveyed any message that a non-Rotarian would understand. There's no invitation. I'm not actually invited to that meeting, and I got to call someone. Personally, I don't like calling people. That's just me, but I'm not very good on the phone. So you can see here they've not used essence, value, and voice. I read this and I go away with not really a good idea about what is Rotary. And I'm probably not enticed to find out more. Take my time to delve further into it. Second example, Rotary joins leaders from all continents, cultures, and occupations. We exchange ideas, bringing our expertise, diverse perspectives to help solve some of the world's toughest problems. And we take action to bring lasting change to our communities around the world. Why not come and join us for lunch to find out more? And there I've used the essence, value, and the voice to form an introductory paragraph about what is Rotary. And it is introductory. It's very broad, but it gives you a general gist of what Rotary does. And that's all people want at this stage. And then you've got the eager question, why not come join us for lunch to find out more? Hey, come take some time and we can share a bit more information about what we do. So I hope this kind of... Yeah, it is. It's a general statement, and that's all you need at this point. Let's not overwhelm people, you know. And the homepage of your website is a great way to have this introduction, because if they are interested, they can find other pages on your site which share more information. So another way to use the essence of value and voice in our promotional material. So the essence, and I've said these words before, has in the yellow, join leaders, exchange ideas, take action. And these are what we call a call to action. Call to action is words designed to command you to do something. And you may not realize this, but you see these all the time online. These are things like find out more, join now, sign up. They are usually in a little button, and it's designed to appeal to you and make you want to click it. And that's what these are. These are call to actions. And these make fantastic promo material. And on the right is a flyer that I made for the Greater Victoria Area Rotary Clubs. And I literally have join the years, exchange ideas, take action as the key kind of call to actions on the promo card. Because if I'm looking at a promo material, people don't look at things for very long, a very short attention span. You need to like grab them quickly. And I feel that these call to actions are going to grab the attention of the people that you are looking to join your club. They're going to see maybe take action. Oh, yeah, I want to volunteer. Maybe that's, I'll find out more, or I want to exchange ideas. Like I've got ideas, I want to find people to help me achieve them. So I really recommend looking into using these in your promotional material, because they really do a great job of summing up Rotary in a general way, but using that call to action to grab someone's attention and try and get them to act on it and join Rotary. All right, so the second step Rotary took was refreshing the logo. A logo is very important because it distinguishes you from the competition. So we want to be known for all the good work that Rotary does around the world. If you placing your logo on all your marketing, social media, website, it's a great way to advertise your message. And if you manage to successfully tie in your message with your logo, every time someone sees that logo, they're going to see that message, It's like if you see the Starbucks logo, right? You don't need to have a description there. You just know what you're going to get if you go into a Starbucks. You just know the experience already. And that's what you want when people see the Rotary logo. You want them to kind of know what it's going to be. So, time to time, companies refresh their logos. And you can see here, we have the Apple example. So, I remember the coloured logo. And then they switch to this silver one and a 7-Up. And when companies do this logo refresh, they never use the old logo, because you get a confused brand. If I saw like a MacBook that had this coloured logo on, I'm going to think it's a knockoff, it's a really outdated MacBook. I'm not going to think it's the real deal. And you just never use the old logo. I can't reiterate it enough. You never use the old logo. So Rotary has evolved their logo too. Following the Siegel and Gow report, they realised that people weren't really able to read the words Rotary International in the wheel. Because if you're kind of far away, it can be hard to read. So Rotary wasn't getting the recognition from their logo being placed around. So that's why they took the rather obvious step of moving the word Rotary in front of the wheel. And that's why they developed this logo. And it's pretty simple, but that's why. It's been 5 years since Rotary refreshed the logo, but people are still using the old logo. 5 years. And like it's bad. It's been a struggle for clubs to change, and we live in a world where brand logos are so important. To use the wrong logo is really doing like a disservice to our Rotary brand. It really is. So this next slide is not subtle. No. Don't use the logo. You make sure you're using the new logo. This logo should not be appearing. For Rotary to increase their brand prominence, we need a clear, unified message. And the logo is a huge part of this. By not using the new logo, you kind of risk not connecting in on this kind of reinvention of Rotary. And you don't want your club to be left behind by not getting in on this brand recognition. So what can we do following this? So I recommend, one, again, going back to your clubs and educating your club members about the importance of using the correct logos. And then make sure all your promotional material uses the correct logo. Check your social media, your websites, make sure they're using the correct logo. And one thing I find gets missed is your newsletter, because sometimes it's just an old template, it's just been used and used and used. Make sure your newsletter is using the correct logo, because you want to set a good example for your club members and which logos to use. So I really recommend you go back and have a quick review of like things your club has and check that the right logo is being used. So all the logos can be found on the Rotary Brand Centre. So you don't have to look too far. I also have put them on the district website as well. What I've done is I've downloaded all the logos, put them in a folder, so you can just download the folder. There's a guide on how to download the logos, which logos to use. There's also a guide on how to create your personal club logo that I've made for you to use on the Brand Center. And there's also a link to the Brand Center too. So that's a URL for the district website. So it's all available for you, and it shouldn't be too hard to find the logos that you need to use. Yeah.
Do we have the actual colors, like the RGB? The RGB.
Yeah. So there's on the Brand Center. There's actually I have a copy if you want to look. It's all in here. So this is the Tell Rotary's story. And it's on the Brand Center. You can download this, and it has literally everything you want to know. It has all the colors that you should be using, the fonts, everything. So you're welcome to come and have a look if you'd like to. All right. So recently, Rotary International Board of Directors adopted a new vision statement. It says, "Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves." You can see highlighted in black says, "People take action." It's a "We are people of action." So this is the third stage of Rotary's multi-year initiative to strengthen our brand. They're building on what we've seen already, so the essence, value, and the voice, and the logo refresh, and then this is the latest step.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. In communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at Rotary.org.
So, since the Seagon-Gow report, and the work kind of Rotarians all over the world has done to strengthen our brand, we have actually seen a change. So in 2012, 60% of people surveyed had heard of Rotary. In 2015, we're at 75% have heard about Rotary. So the work Rotary's done that we've shown you has had an effect. However, while people are more aware of Rotary, they're not so much aware of what we do. So again, the people surveyed, 35% admitted they were not certain what Rotary does or what we stand for. So this presents another kind of public image issue. So how do we address this? And so this is where the People of Action campaign comes in. We're building on the logo revamp, the essence, value, and the voice definition, and this aims to help you answer what Rotary does and what kind of our main goals are really effectively and quickly. While it's important that we as individual Rotary clubs unite under Rotary's overall brand, we're all different, right? Each club has different projects, each club has different goals. So while we need to unite under the Rotary banner and use the essence when we describe what is Rotary, fundamentally we all have different projects and different ideas. So this is where the People of Action campaign comes in, because we're able to describe what our club does individually under the Rotary brand. And that's going to be really great for your club because you get to really showcase what you do in your community while making sure your message stays Rotary. So it's designed to, the People of Action campaign is designed to help you answer those questions. So it's helping you answer, what is Rotary? Who are Rotarians? What impact do we have in our communities? And how is Rotary different from other organisations? They have created ads on the brand centre. So you have an option to create your own People of Action campaign ad, or you can use pre-made ones. So I'm going to go into a bit of detail how they're made because you can create your own. So it helps to know how they're composed. It's really easy, but I think does a really great job of showing what Rotary is and then showcasing the best of your club. So we have the image, the action verb, and the body copy. Those are the three main elements of this ad. So the first one is the action verb. It's together we blank. So right now Rotary has on the brand centre you can pick from Inspire, Transform, Connect and Polio. So those are the four options on the brand centre. You need a verb that's going to showcase the message you want to get across. If you know someone who's savvy in Photoshop and you have the People of Action style guides, you can skip the brand centre and make your own and put any verb you want in there. Just don't make it too lengthy. It should just be one word, 2 at the most. So you need a really strong action verb. And then the next step is the image. Images are so important when you're trying to convey a message. So you can look at these images and we have no text on them, we don't know anything about them, but you get a story from these images just by looking at them, right? And that's what you want from the images that you use on these ads. You want this image to tell your story without people even having to read what the words say. So on the brand centre you can use the preloaded images, the ones you're going to see in these slides, or you get the chance to upload your own, which I think is really great because you get to further personalise these. I would just advise no pictures of handshaking, no check exchanging. You want your people in action and you want the action related to what you're trying to sell in the promo. You want to make sure there's not just one person because it's together so at least 2 people. And you want to ask, will my community connect with this image? You know, just show someone the image without any text and ask them, what does this tell you? And, you know, try and use a really impactful image. And I know sometimes it's hard to find high quality images to use. I recommend that if you have events in your club, have someone who has like a good camera go along and just take a few pictures so you have some like high quality photos that you can use for club promotion. And then the final part is the body copy. So this reads, helping Little Rock's littlest students achieve big dreams means intervening early for school success. Each year the Rotary Club of Little Rock donates dictionaries and shares its love for reading with students in nearly 100 elementary school classrooms, reducing Arkansas's illiteracy rates and inspiring a love of learning. That's what People of Action do. Learn more at littlerockrotary.com. So that is a really short summary of what this project is, but it's impactful. And you see it's broken down. So the body copy should be broken down into the problem. You offer proof of your success, your impact, your statistics. So here we've got, we donated dictionaries in nearly 100 elementary schools. That's your proof. And then we have a call to action. Another call to action. This one's learn more at littlerockrotary.com. And that's how they're composed, really simply and easily. And they just slot down the bottom and you get to showcase how your club is in action with brief description of the project, together we inspire, whatever it is, and then a really impactful image. So I think I really love this People of Action campaign. I think that it's going to help clubs really showcase what you do. So I can't recommend it more. I think it's fantastic and it's really simple to put together. Rotary's done a really good job. So I recommend that you go back to your clubs and start collecting your clubs' People of Action stories. Where better to get the idea for how to do your ads, than collecting their stories. Here's an example. So here we have a description of someone's story. So if you asked your club to write down how you've been a person of action in our club, they're going to give you like a few paragraphs, right? So I'm just going to quickly show you how they translated the story into this ad. So basically this lady describes a story that there's lots of kids going hungry in her community. They're only getting food at school. But once they're outside of school, they weren't really having access to any good food. So she saw a problem and she worked with community partners and they put together a little lunch bus. This is the lady you saw in the video. And so she started feeding the children on the weekends and the program grew and grew. That's her story. So you could get something similar from your club members. And so then they translated it into this ad. We have the image, the kids eating lunch, powerful image, and then together we connect because the club decided they wanted to focus in on the partnerships. They want to focus in on the Rotary clubs working with other organisations. So they said together we connect. And that was their focus. They could have gone for together we inspire, but that's what they wanted to focus in on. And then in the blurb you'll have a brief description of the project like we saw in the example earlier. So that's how you can take your club members' stories and put them into really powerful ads. So all resources are available on the Brand Centre. Now this is the first time I think Rotary has really gone all out on what they've provided you. It's a lot of stuff. So we have People of Action campaign guidelines, style guides, FAQ. We have print ad Facebook post templates, so we have pre-made ones, and also create your own. We have banners for transit shelters. We have horizontal skyscraper banners. We have roll-up banners. There's billboards. There's social media ads. There's videos like the one you saw earlier. There's also radio ads and a guide to use that.
The one thing that I get hammered with all the time is, okay, we need to have our brochure put out. I don't see anything like that here. So is there anything, or is there something that you're
Yeah.
not to do that? Or?
No, totally. So there is on the Brand Centre, there's a brochure you can, it's like a template.
But is it following the same campaign?
No, so it's not part of the campaign, but it's a Rotary brochure about, and you can put in your own club's information. It comes already designed.
I'd like to be consistent with the campaign.
Yeah, so they,
Powerful.
yeah, no, they don't have a brochure yet, no. And I don't know if they're planning on bringing one out. That's one thing they don't have, sorry. So with the video and radio ads, they're all pre-made for you, and you literally just have to add a slide at the end. They'll just have your club name and location. So I think it's the first time they've really gone out and provided a lot of this digital material.
What's the time on the video they produce?
They have 2 different timing videos available. That was a 1:20 video, and I think they have a shorter one available as well.
Shorter than 30 seconds.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's something one can tag and put on their webpage.
Absolutely, yeah. So these videos are all available to download. Everything's available to download. Like, I really recommend after this you go and have a look. They just released most of this like within the last couple of weeks, and I think there is more coming too. So they really are trying to give you a pre-packaged campaign that you can use and personalise, or just use their pre-made materials. So some ideas on what you can do with these People of Action stories if you collect them. One, you could create a competition in your club to get people to actually submit them. Explain what the People of Action campaign is, and then get them to kind of submit for a competition or do a workshop. These make really great social media posts. This is not only an opportunity to highlight a member, highlight projects your club has done, you also get to have some great imagery and stories on your social media. So you could stagger them, maybe do 2 a month, and just make them as Facebook posts or whatever social media you're using. And then you can also use them to create promotional material. So like one of those pull-up banners if you have events or anything like that. The more places you can tell your club members' stories, the better it's going to be for your community to understand what your club does and how they actually make a difference in their community. Other ways to use the campaign, the hashtag People of Action. If you're making a post that's about a project or about something your club's done, why not use this hashtag, because then it connects it to the whole campaign. It doesn't have to be using the campaign imagery. Use the video and radio ads to promote locally if that's possible for you. Like Mike said, add the video to your website. You can actually add videos to your Facebook cover photo now. So instead of a photo, you can have a video. So if you go on the district's Facebook page, I have the People of Action video playing instead of the cover photo now. So that's an option. Or you can add a banner to your website's carousel on the homepage or on your Facebook cover photo. I'll show you an example. Here, so the top page is the district website, and these banners are available for download on the Brand Center. You don't have to do anything, you can just download them. They're ready size. They have a thin banner and then a larger banner you can use, and then that's an example of what they would look like on as a Facebook cover photo. Again, great imagery for the first thing someone to see when they land on your website or they land on your Facebook page. So I really recommend changing what you use to make sure you're using the People of Action. I've gone over how we can use the Essence, Value and Voice logo and the People of Action campaign to kind of boost our public image and to kind of strengthen our brand. So I wanted to see how we can use all three of them together and focus in on websites. So your website is, if you have a potential member, your website is probably going to be the first thing they see if they're looking for more information about your club. It's where they're going to go if they want to find out more information. So how can we use these three things to help make them feel like they learn a bit about what is Rotary and have a good idea of what the Rotary brand is from your website on your homepage? Okay, so I have two examples, one which doesn't use these and one which does. So we're going to compare. Again, I made these up. I'm going to pretend to be the person looking at the website, okay? All right, I'm interested in joining this club. I wonder what its name is. Can't see its name anywhere, okay. They meet for lunch at the golf course. Okay, I like lunch. Fellowship service, 4-way tests, okay. They like scenery. I like scenery, it's nice, yeah. I like the beach, okay. Bulletin from 2015, lunch menu, okay. Banners from 2012, duty roster, ooh, I don't know if I want duties. Photo albums, 2010, Chris's birthday, 2014, okay. I guess they haven't done anything recent. I wonder if they actually are still functioning. All right. Oh, news, let me look at the news. Meeting was started by Frank singing the national anthem. The parade of board members commenced and all stood. Lunch was served. We had roast chicken, roast potatoes and mixed vegetables. We then started to find people. Oh, hey, I just want to volunteer. I don't know if I want to. Okay, so I mean this is an exaggerated example, but you get the message here. Is that my first glimpse into your club is this. Do I leave this and have a good idea of what is Rotary? No. I have an idea. I do have an idea. That's true. But it's the idea we want them to have. There's no invitation for me to go. If I wanted to send them a message, I got to call Sally or mail a letter to them because there's no other way to contact them. This is not the Rotary brand experience, right? Okay. So the next one is using the Essence, Value and Voice logo, People of Action. And I've kept it in a similar style to what is possible with Club Runner because I know most clubs use Club Runner. All right. So we have the People of Action banner. The first thing we see this imagery, this message. I have welcome, I have that description that I saw earlier, and then find out more button, the big call to action. So if I've read this brief description, I can click this to find out more about the club. Latest news. All right, so they're volunteering at a local food bank. Okay, I want to volunteer. I'm actually seeing what they're doing, which is what most potential members are interested in finding out. What do you do? I've got an invitation to come join the meeting, a way to get in touch with them. And then here we have the People of Action campaign. Like I said, collect your club member stories. They make great testimonials on your website. So here we have a member's testimonial about how she is a person of action and what she's doing in our club right here. You can click and read it. And on the top, we have about us, what is Rotary, get involved, our projects. These are the things potential members want to know. Don't make it hard for them to find. Like, these should be like prominent, top menu items, so they can find out easily what they want to find. So I could find out more about the club, learn how to actually join, and learn what projects you do. And then the contact us, which is important. Yeah.
How often do you update that site, Katie?
This isn't, I just made this up.
No, I mean, if, once you've established that, how frequently do you go back and revisit it? Because I can see these things, because I do see these things winding up being the same page for years.
Well,
And you know that they should be updated on a regular basis. What's the regular basis that you'd suggest?
It
You're gonna have to put someone on it.
Yeah, it depends what you're updating. So I wouldn't say you wouldn't need to change this very often. You wouldn't need to change your meeting information very often. You don't have to change testimonial if you don't want to. Your news should be updated automatically when you upload article. You can click show on homepage. It is. Yeah, I think it's just better. You need to make your website not... I see examples all the time of pages which someone started but no one's finishing. So like charter members or presidents, and then it ends in like 2012. You don't really want to have too many specific information for non-members. So I would advise you make it as general as possible, because if you have our projects, you don't need to put the date on it. You can just say, we raise money for Haiti, and then have a description. You don't really, that can stay on there for years. You just need to, obviously if you update it, the better, but you get the idea. It's kind of a general glimpse. You don't need that specifics. And if they are specific, like the news, if you're using Club Runner and it's set up properly, it should just be automatically updating. Yeah. But I hope you can see here how using essence, value, the voice, the logo, and the People of Action campaign in your club's public image actually really does make a difference. Especially it's heightening the Rotary brand. And can you imagine if all of our clubs had websites that had all this information, this same description, how much stronger your brand would be here? Like, it really would. And the logo plays a really big part of that. You want it prominent, you want your club name prominent, because this brand is this logo. I can't sum it up better than that. Like, it's all tied together, and that's why it's so important that we use the correct logo to associate with the brand. All right, so some resources. You can email me if you have any questions. I'm here to help. Use the Brand Center. If you haven't looked at the Brand Center, go in and have a look. You do have, I mentioned it earlier, you create your own brochures, which are really great to use. The People of Action campaign materials, all your logos, everything you could possibly need. Use the district website if you want to locate the logos as well. Rotary.org/images is really great if you don't have any high quality photos of your club. They have a ton and they're really amazing and they're free to use. Use Rotary style guides. Like, I really, really recommend, if you haven't looked through the style guide, please do. Best things to remember are, make sure you're using the correct fonts, make sure you're using the correct colours. Those are the two biggest things, and they're all in the style guide that I showed earlier, and you're welcome to come and have a look at it too. Everything that I've spoken about today is in here as well. And if you want to, we have a public image Facebook group for the district, and you're all welcome to come join us. It's just a place where you can share ideas or ask questions, and just a group of people who are interested in Rotary public image.